The scene shifts to Venice and there was an auction going on where all the rich of the city, people participated, lots of them came and wore their masks and sat in this action. This is where we get into the story. Can also see Cyrus, which is agent. They had planned this. Teknan had planned a new theft. It was auctioned through Veil in Veins, but its live streaming was taken. Some buyers were sitting here in Venice and some buyers were in London. Along with them, we also see Cyrus's team who had Denton inside. Magnus, Meson, Luke and the mastermind himself would be inside. There were quite a few cameras in this auction that the police were monitoring. Among these policemen, there is another officer whose name is Gladward. His nickname is Abby and he has met Cyrus before and was on a special mission to catch it. But Cyrus was quite agile and had already slipped out of his sight. But this time Abby was on her full tick. The team was ready. As soon as Cyrus steals, they would catch him. With this, the action begins where a painting named Vancouver comes first. Not at all. Everyone starts bidding their own and he is begging for the painting within 2 crores. But these thieves were sitting in the same fear because Magnus had already been auctioned. The painting was stolen before it could reach the customer and it was being sold in the black market for the same price. That is, buys for 2 crores. Then comes thanks to your kind be saying then comes the turn for this auction's most special and valuable painting. There was a happy for this which was made. There was one happy named Annette. He didn't want to reveal his identity, hence he was wearing a mask on his face. This mask is somewhat familiar to you. We will remind you in the OTT of Wamagar. Now this was a special presentation of N8. Its name was NFT. It is nearly 200 cameras that capture live action and are AI generated. That you would prepare a portrait, then its auction starts. The money increases to around 15 to 20 million pound, and there are 2 to die crores, then only. I had already started my planning and she says hug. And with his saying, the lights there would go off, the explosions would start, the whole place would turn into chaos. In action, all the rich families inform about running away from there. This is where Cyrus accomplishes his task. Basically, the person who had bid for 25 million was Cyrus. Now he talks about inviting Annette to his yard for the transaction, saying the painting will also be taken there, meaning you. And with this, we will also give you your amount there. If the seated AB was watching all this and this time she wanted to catch Cyrus red-handed, she didn't want to let him run away from there, so she was watching all her police. 8 stakes behind. After this, the whole sometimes running, sometimes a chess sequence comes on the route side. So sometimes they also have a speedboat in the special river there and they dodging all the police one by one from there. They make barriers stand up and these policemen get stuck in the way. Then the scene shifts to a private yacht and it happens on the way. These people party hard all night after the Linden money. Meanwhile, Abby continues her investigation and is watching everyone closely in the auction. Then she sees Denton, who, if he was a member of Team Cyrus, he would hati on a buski aram, he would somehow reach him. On the other hand, the real truth of these thieves comes before us. When they stole this special creation NFT, its price in the black market kept increasing. 3 to 4 crores, 4 to 5, then reached 8. But the owner had to be there to activate it, and the 2 crores that reached, and it's by they say, Dennet had been transferred. They used to do it for the old Vancorp pint. He sold this and transferred it along with Cyrus. He also tells her that although it is said to be sold for 2.5 crores due to the theft of the painting, but today its price is known to be more than 8 crores. You might think we've kidnapped you, but the ransom from the black market will be divided among us. You benefit, we benefit, so there's no need to worry. Party hard. Look at Denton, who would be sitting in front of AB at this time, and he was answering all the questions asked by AB in reverse, and AB angrily tells him that we will put you in jail and your Vancouver scandal will also be exposed, so it would be better if we have to catch him, then you need to come with me. Interak arrives after this news. If you look at the pool, it means London CBI or police investigation, where she meets another officer named Haxley. He tells her that I've discovered from classified sources that the biggest mafia in the city, Jorgen Lars, has found out about the entire jug, shook up the entire stock market, picked up big trades, and along with it, he made a lot of profit. The reason for this profit was not chaos in the market, but chaos in the city. He spread the dam's water into the city, causing a massive flood. People lost their lives and the situation was chaotic. It's going to do with another city too. Included another big mafia named Leviathan. I've been chasing Lars for many years, so I left my special guy named Digger in his team. And I just heard from him that he is going to complete this task in the next 2 months, and the Leviathan will be paid in gold. Everyone's gold, and not just a little one or two, but a whole bunch. I need your help to stop this movement, and Abby asks, what can I do in this? Only the police can do the job, where Hexley said that the police don't have enough brains to think like a thief and catch those thieves. So we'll need a special thief for this, and you know who that special thief is. Where now Abby says no. As you think I will go to Cyrus, ask him for help, this and that is not the matter. If he agrees to do this job, then it's goodbye. It's not for Cyrus and his team. Then Antas Sandeepi Maasi Yedias, a lot of innocents will lose their lives. We have to somehow stop Lars, who is going to make his payment to Leviathan in gold, and have to catch red-handed. And here starts the splendid story. AB reaches Cyrus and tells him about our plans. There was a good romance for 5 days in Paris, where Cyrus sees that he had a good romance for 5 days. It was 7 days together, and we both had fallen a lot in love with each other. You deceived me, where AB says that, look, you were also on a theft mission, and I was also on a mission to catch you from the police side. The love that happened between them was not love, it was not just a show. Len Cyrus is a romantic man. He said, your Cyrus is a He says whatever happened, tell the reason for coming here, on which Abby suggests you steal for me. And all the details that Hexley had given her. You see all those details, now she gives it to Abby Cyrus and tells him you are stealing gold. The next day, Cyrus proposes this plan to his team and admits that it's a difficult task but necessary to do because if the payment has been made. Have theirs. If the dumb barriers are removed, the whole city will be washed away. Many innocent lives will be lost. So here, your team members start extracting all the details one by one about where and how their payment will be made. First, they start extracting gold. The loot will happen from Lars's den, then in a truck, and then in a plane named Sky Cruise. And before we reach the destination of that plane, we take a cab. Yes, because at train and we take that curve. Now this Gatti in the sea, this task was difficult because their own goons were present in the plane, and on top of that, it was one. That was also going on through the big officers of the city. So now everyone gets involved in their work on how these people reach him. Then Misun explains that if we consider a plane that gives the same reading on radar signal when it's Boeing pretty, stealing this gold would be easy if it looks the same. But now where to bring such a plane, where Cyrus tells that there was a rich guy named Molson involved in that action who had absolutely. It's not exactly like that. There is a plane that God likes a lot, who knows. He helps us in this work, after which they reach Molson. He shows his luxurious plane, which was forbidden to fly in the city because the plane had glasses on top and bottom. They were LED glasses, and the exhaust made so much noise that Banet, for example, you are walking on the road super bag. Firstly, they ask if the exhaust has not been fitted with an aftermarket. So they ask something like that here. Well, first of all, Molson refuses to give them his plane, where Abi explains that keeping this plane is illegal in the first place. If you don't listen to us, you're going to do it, even as you will go straight to the police. After which, he starts talking about the special things of his plane, that you can also pole dance in it and can send a massage to the leading lady too. This plane is the fastest plane ever, not in terms of fight, but if we look in terms of business trips. Well, he had already found his apple, and the next biggest challenge after this was somehow fooling the radar system, and for that, they had to create PSI or Nike. Portable signal interface, which despite two planes in the sky, Atmes, Paus, PSA, Zaat, Patiya, Istere, was a problem in when these two planes face each other, and when connectivity will be established, there will be no two planes. Two plays will happen together in me. So in that it's necessary to have a special man son there, where IB tells me that I know a person in Brussels named Harry in this work. If IT or B can help, P is a messed up man. Where Sari says to talk once, after which these people reach Brussels and meet. He is handicapped for attack. And AB is forbidden to do this job because there was theft involved, and the enemy these people were going to steal goods from was the city's biggest mafia, Jorgen Lars. On hearing this, Harry's senses blow away and he clearly refuses for this work, where Cyrus says, I will give you 10 light in exchange for this work. This deal gets final with it, and this protest does not happen. The whole team starts working, after which the whole plane is made over. to make it look like another, and then it is made PSI, that is poured swarthy signal. But it seems to wear out. Then then Abi says if its parts are divided and spread among all the people along with Jota and then assembled in the plane, so let's see. So it will be easier, as I hear Sue say. Okay, I will do one thing, and after spending quite some time mingling with good people, now it's time to see the finals. Everyone was ready in their respective Gateb. Along with this one thing I forgot to tell you, the Camila here is from Money Heist. You haven't watched Money Heist? Then I would seriously recommend. He will definitely go and see it, after which a new version of it came, which was Money Heist Korea. We had also explained that recently. B had already started on Netflix, but work is also going on that, which you get in the next 2-3 days. And these people had booked their internal tickets, some economy and some in business class, or they ru ke asate. Once they reach here, they realized that Lars had sent his goons here, 2 in business class and 3 in economy class. He was going to the lowest portion with it. I was tenso. After which which it's time for one of the best parts of this story, where everyone was active and now ready to conclude this theft. I had hacked all the access cameras to keep an eye on the happening speed video while Magnus had the economy. He had gone to the washroom and kept half the parts of the TSI. Meanwhile, Cyrus finds out that one of their guys, Luke, had kept these parts. Luke tells him that the risk in this work is too much, so I will not be able to do this work when Cyrus calls him while he did not get on the plane. Where AB says it's okay, now that we've gotten this far, we won't leave without doing this job. So AB explains the next task and takes those half parts kept in the economy class washroom, started assembling that PSI in the business class bathroom, but due to turbulence on the way, that machine falls and breaks. Which means they have lost a lot of time. In fact, thugs also, if they wanted to discuss your washroom, if they came and saw that Pizza Megan, they would shoot everyone. The entire plan would be ruined, but there was no death then. Cyrus and the others get there. Together, that PSA machine will be alright. Start doing. This Bitcoin thug often says, brother, how long will you take? Come out where these two do their sex drama in that washroom. Without voices in between, our Tokyo, that is, Camila, had arrived for that Boeing 3s. She was waiting under a tent, and for the PSI to activate. On the other hand, signals from 2 large planes were coming in the attackers. That if Kalik tells him that we need to give this information forward to the superintendent, Zab Hari says it's a must. There will be some normal glitches. It will be fine within a minute or two. Harry was losing grip on the conversation, where he says that you always rob me and take advantage of my handicap. And you yourself want to become a bigger superior, so I will not do this job now and will leave and walk away. Anyway, it was just her planning in the confusion, and so much it becomes ready like a pizza. Signals get the Tokyo update. It connects its plane with that Boeing 380, and now the radar only shows one plane, after which starts the most exciting part of this movie. Magnus reaches Magnus reaches down to the vault segment and applies the lock with its hyper technology machines, and 16 by Desanis tries to break so that all the gold can be brought out of the safe. The goons become suspicious and they try to reach their gold. Just like in movies, if there were 5 goons near him, Cyrus would have to stop them. And now comes the family part in this movie, where all sorts of things like punches, loads, scolding, slaps start falling under the walking pen. Pilot sitting in the cockpit realizes that it's time. Something is wrong in the plane, so Harry contacts them and tells them that there is a lot of turbulence ahead. The weather is not clear, so the plane would have to land at the nearby airport, so they obey Abheri, and the pilot lands the plane at nearby airport. Surya tries to land, but the area was too small. There was no proper runway for a plane to land. If he uses all his strength to save all the civilians and land the plane safely. He is successful in this work, after which he rests. With all its strength, it manages to land the plane on this short runway, but now this matter is also reaching Lars. The airplane, which was filled with gold, will not be sold in Europe. They're at each other's throats. Then he tells his people that whoever he's trying to reach me, stop him right there and bring him to me. In the meantime, Magnus apologizes to Cyrus for not being able to steal this gold in time, and now all this gold will fall into the hands of these goons and they will fail their one deal. They had no other option. All of this is a mess up. sitting with Tokyo. They are now going to Europe in the same plane. Lars begins to go to deliver that gold. Meanwhile, Leviathan also reaches near Lars. Instead of that gold, they were supposed to bring a flood in the city so that the rate of stocks would increase and both of them would benefit from suppressing it, but the news had also reached Leviathan. The plane that was supposed to bring their gold has been hijacked. Where Lars assures that the whole situation is under control, your goods will reach you. We have to finalize this deal today, no matter what. Meanwhile, there's a lot of fighting in the plane. Well, now PSI had also broken, so the Tokyo plane starts appearing on the radar system, so there's a lot of fight in the plane for that. Attackers tend to be on the upper garment plane, and later is combed and penny. But even then, Cyrus and Tokyo's brain works. They turn the plane upside down and pass it down. Civilians are present in this plane, do not attack. Because of this, the fighter jets don't attack them at that time and start to tail them while tracking, so that after this plane lands wherever, the police reach there and nab them. And now this plane goes straight to Lars's large castle. The garden under the palace gets fully covered. In fact, the wall there also breaks down. Sinosoda Andedidara Palpe Baisa is using the cunning to take this gold too and make a deal between you and me. Lars gets angry and erupts right there. Dwayton is being shot. The cucumber that the police were tracking had now reached there, and she was about to capture Lars, but Lars says it's my private property and it's not a thing. They were the ones dealing with Leviathan, so these are the real culprits and they are the ones who killed Leviathan, so you will arrest them and evacuate my property immediately. But then Cyrus brings his mind to the soul, and for the jolt in the plane, a big LED was also installed, in fact, with the help of the many cameras installed on that plane for NFT. Our video footage is shown to the police proving Lars was the real mobster for the gold. He was dealing with Leviathan and planned to sink the whole city. Interpol was also involved in this work, meaning Abi, and their only purpose was to make this heart rough, and gold is being smuggled in an illegal way. When it is seized, then the police come and take all the gold. And these thieves get nothing, but the truth of Huxley also comes in front of AB with it. He had told those fighter jets in the sky to destroy the plane of these goons, but it wasn't the brains of Toki and Cyrus that saved them. They had given this leak by turning the plane upside down that there were no civilians in it. It is also true that when it came in front of it, it decided to leave the police department, but now it had also joined Cyrus's team. Along with this, a backstory is also revealed when the horns blow. So someone makes a good demonstration from a large art gallery. She had gifted a painting to AB's mom, who was a school teacher, but some goons, the painting was stolen. Despite a lot of searching, neither the thugs were found nor the painting. How will it be ambassador be when sequence you see the painting bought at double the price? Over the last is type or accurate. It gets well created, and then comes the mind-bending plot of this movie where we can see that the time Magnus broke, the original gold was replaced with fake gold. That is, the gold that came into the hands of the police was just an iron log. They were real bricks. This gold was made airborne from the sky at the time, and today these people came to get this gold from the sea. And with this amazing story ends here. If you want to watch more videos like this, then subscribe to this channel and let's